Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Toca de Football podcast with your host, me, of course. Look, the past few weeks I've been sick. I got the rhinovirus, I'm not gonna lie. I know I said weekly podcast, but there's no way I could make a YouTube video the past 2 weeks. Now, if you look it up, it's just gonna be like a common flu, but it hit me pretty hard. I was like pretty sick, did no planning whatsoever. I was like, dude, I can't be making content. But if you do follow my TikTok and my Instagram, you'll see that I was making some short clip content. So if you're not following, make sure you follow Toca de Football on TikTok and on Instagram. You can find the link in the description below. But yeah, today's video, we're going to keep it short and simple and to the point, hopefully. We're talking Europa League final. And what a final it will be. I mean, I'm laughing because it's a pretty hilarious final. I mean, it's going to be a clown show. Legit, a clown show. We got Tottenham Hotspurs. I am wearing their jersey, by the way. And Man United. Now, most of the people will think, like, that's not a clown show final. Like, why is he saying that? These are two pretty big name clubs. Yeah, pretty big name clubs. But look at the freaking standings in the Premier League. Like, we got Tottenham in 17th place. And then we got Man United in 16th place. Now, if it wasn't for the bottom three already being relegated, these two teams would be fighting for relegation. That's kind of embarrassing if you're asking me. And I think it's just funny how they're in the European final. Not to say that the Europa League is like a bad competition or like bad quality. There's some quality teams there. And there's teams there that I thought would beat Man United before they even reached the final. But I mean, Man United has been proving me wrong somehow, and they're proving everyone wrong. Because I thought they were dead in the water against Lyon, or Leon, whatever you want to call them. Came back, went in extra time. Great comeback, by the way. Great game to watch. Don't normally watch Europa League, but there's been some entertaining games this season. And then I for sure thought Athletic Bilbao were going to beat them. I mean, the final's in Bilbao. I'm thinking Bilbao wants to reach a European final at their house, like, right? And they're sitting in 4th place in the Liga. I'm like, well, the bottom trash of Premier League ain't going to beat the top 4, like top best in the Liga. Well, I was completely wrong. They smashed them. They scored 7 in 2 games. So, Man United has been proving me completely wrong. And now Tottenham, on the other hand, not doing great either in the Premier League. Sitting in 17th place, like I said. 38 points. Man United 39 points, just 1 point above them. Thankfully, like I said, the 3 teams are already relegated, so they don't have to worry about that. All they have to worry about is winning this final and somehow reaching the Champions League. Can you imagine? Just think about this right now, all right? Think about it. Right now, the English Premier League standing is pretty tight for the top 5 spots for the UCL qualification spots. Not even top 5. Because Liverpool and Arsenal are already in. They've already locked 1st and 2nd place. 3rd, 4th, and 5th spot right now are super tight. We got Newcastle at 66, Chelsea at 66, Aston Villa at 66. That's 3, 4, 5. Then Man City sitting just outside at 65 in the Europa League qualifier spot. And then Nottingham Forest tied with them at 65. If I'm Man City, especially Man City, who is, as we know, a crosstown rival of Man United, I'm sitting here calculating what I need to do in the last game, what results I need to get, what I have to hope for other teams to do, for me to get into the Champions League. I'm sitting here, and by that time, when that game comes around, Man United could have already qualified to the Champions League, sitting in 16th place. If I'm Pep, I'm like, dude, are you fucking kidding me right now? Man United having the worst season in their club history. Man City, who has been dominating English football for the past decade, who's probably having their worst season in the past few years, but nonetheless, City trophyless this season. And Man U, who is having the worst season, as I mentioned, is 1 game away from winning 1 more trophy than you. I mean, that's got to hurt. That's got to hurt to my City fans. Paul P., sorry, brother. I told you Man City was going to win, but Crystal Palace just played the perfect tactics. I mean, Man City loses the FA Cup to Crystal Palace and they're trophyless, and Man U's sitting 1 game away. It's got to hurt. But yeah, I mean, whatever team wins here is making the Champions League. And honestly, on one part, I'm kind of glad that that's a thing, because I think it's gonna prove to a lot of fans, super fans, especially for the Man U fans, that if they do win the Europa League, they're gonna see that the Champions League is a completely different story, and I think they're gonna get embarrassed next season. I don't think Man U is gonna be any better than they were this season. In terms of standings, they probably will be, because I don't expect them to get 17th or 16th place again. I mean, that's just really, really low. They won 10 games in the Prem. I mean, that's kind of embarrassing for a club like Man U. And I know they haven't been great in the past few years, or like past couple years already, but to only win 10 games and be sitting in 16th, I don't think that's going to continue to happen for Man U, but I also don't think they're going to get better, or like that much better, where they're going to be like top 8. Because, I mean, I'm looking at the standings right now. Like, Liverpool's better than them. Arsenal, Newcastle, Chelsea, Aston Villa, Man City. I don't know what to expect from Nottingham next season. As long as they don't sell any players, they'll probably still be decent. I mean, they had a great season, right, this season, so it could be a one-season wonder for all I know. I still think Brighton's better than Man U. I still think Brentford's better than Man U. I think Fulham's better than Man U. Bournemouth might be better than Man U. Crystal Palace, the way they played this season, the way they played the final, I mean, I think they're better than Man U. So, yeah, I don't expect Man U to be any better next season, but yeah, I mean, if they win, they're in the Champions League and they have a trophy, and they're going to rub it in Man City's fans' face because they're trophyless. So I digress on that part. Now, let's talk about Tottenham a little bit here, all right? Tottenham is in the European finals for the first time since 2018-2019 season, when they lost to Liverpool in the Champions League final. Now, if you guys remember that, I think they were wearing these uniforms, actually. No, they weren't. They were wearing the green ones. That was a surprising final berth as well, because they should have lost to Ajax, but late heroics by Lucas Moura sent them to their first UCL finals in so long with Pochettino. I don't think anyone expected Tottenham to beat Liverpool in that final. I definitely did not. And I mean, we saw that Liverpool team was great, and they easily beat Tottenham 2-0. Not a smashing, but it was pretty convincing in my opinion. But Tottenham, they're looking for their first major trophy since 2008, when they beat Chelsea in the League Cup. Now, the League Cup nowadays is called the Carabao Cup. We know Newcastle is the current champion of that. And I think it was also called the Carling Cup for a little bit. But back then, I believe it was just called League Cup, and they won that final 2-1. And that is their last and only trophy in the 21st century. So I know they're looking for major, major glory here. And I mean, a European title would be way more valuable than a League Cup. And more specifically, my boy Son is looking for his first trophy with Man U, his first trophy with Tottenham. Now, Son, great player, South Korean legend. I mean, he's been amazing in the Prem. Like, he deserves a trophy, and that's why I'm rooting for Tottenham. I didn't wear this jersey because I'm a Tottenham fan. This is my Sunday League jersey that I used to wear. I do like their uniforms. They have some pretty cool third kits. But I'm not a Tottenham fan, but I am a big fan of Son, so I'm hoping they win this European final on Wednesday. But Man U, on the other hand, has been great in their Europa League somehow. They didn't lose a single game in the Europa League. They won 5 out of their last 8 matches there, only tied 3, and they beat teams who I thought were going to smash them. Like I said, I was surprised when they came back against Leon. I was surprised when they smashed Athletic Bilbao. I genuinely did think Athletic Bilbao was going to beat Man United. I mean, they were sitting in 4th place in the Liga. I'm thinking, like, there's no way these bottom feeders from the Prem are going to beat the top 4 team in the Liga. But boy, was I wrong. They put 7 goals behind them. And I mean, I think Man United has been very much carried by their superstar. I mean, their Portuguese superstar, Bruno Fernandes, has been on fire in the Europa League. He is sitting top goal scorer right now, tied with 7 goals. And if he scores one more goal, he'll win the Golden Boot for the Europa League. And he'll probably win Best Player of the tournament as well, if Man U wins, of course. Even if they don't win, he's probably still going to get it. I don't see anyone else getting it. But, yeah, I mean, Man U's been, like, just 2 different teams in the Prem and in the Europa League. I mean, to go from the Europa League not losing a single game to losing your last 5 games in the Prem, like, how does that even make sense? And they're playing inferior teams in the Prem than they have been playing in the Europa League. Like I said, I don't think Europa League is a bad competition whatsoever. I don't know, maybe Man U, once they were, like, bottom table, they decided to, like, give up on the league, and they knew that the only way they were going to be in a European football next season was to win the Europa League. So maybe they just completely switched their objective and they're like, dude, forget the Prem. We're just going to go for the Europa League, which is totally understandable. Now, for Tottenham, I mean, Tottenham has just not been great all season in the Prem whatsoever. But again, surprising in the Europa League, they only lost one game, and that came in the round of 16 to AZ's Alsmer. However you pronounce it, they lost the first leg 1-0. I remember watching that game and thinking like, okay, Tottenham's going to be out for sure. Once again, they proved me wrong, and they came back, and now they're in the final. I mean, in the semifinals, they played Bodo Glimt. Now, all due respect to Bodo Glimt, I know they were the first Norwegian side to make any European semifinals, but let's be honest, Tottenham on their worst days could have beat Bodo Glimt easily, and I mean, they cruised to the final thanks to being drawn to Bodo Glimt. Now, that's not Tottenham's fault. At the end of the day, Bodo Glimt did earn their spot in the semifinals, and I mean, Tottenham beat them, so that's all that matters. But yeah, I mean, not much to say about this final really whatsoever. Tottenham do have the statistics on their side for this final, especially for this season. They beat Man U in all 3 meetings they've had this season, twice in the league and then once in the League Cup. And Man U's winless in their last 6 matches against Tottenham. 4 losses and 2 draws, and as we know, 3 losses have came this season. So Man U not looking great for you. Now there is one plus side here for them. They haven't lost a game, 7 games or they haven't gone winless for 7 games against anyone. So it's possible that they continue that broken curse, I guess, where they don't lose or where they don't go winless 7 matches against the same team. But who knows? I mean, Tottenham, they're really going for their first glory in 17 years, and they want their second major trophy this century. And I mean, what a trophy it would be to get the Europa League trophy and then get a slot in the Champions League for next season, being in 17th place. I mean, but same thing for Man U. I mean, imagine them rubbing it in their rivals' face, like, look at us, worst season in our club history, and we're in the Champions League, and you guys are still fighting for the Champions League spot, and we have a trophy, and you guys don't. But who knows? This will be a clown show. One more thing I do want to say. I think this final is going to get more publicity than the Champions League final. Now, not to say because I think the Europa League is a better tournament or this final is a better final than PSG versus Inter in terms of quality, because it's not, obviously. We know PSG can smash both these teams, and Inter would smash both these teams as well. But I just think with like Man U's popularity, all the stories surrounding like the Man U season overall, like just awful season in the Premier League, to be sitting in a European final still, it's just like extraordinary at the end of the day, you know? And they're going to get a lot of press. They always do. Now, on the Tottenham side I actually saw a video, a very interesting video of some guys talking about the big 6 in the Prem, and Tottenham was included in that. Like, he was wondering if Tottenham was a big club in England. Now, this is something I didn't know until I watched this video. Apparently, Tottenham only has 2 English Premier League titles. Now, that is less than like a lot of teams and a lot of surprising teams. They have less titles than Wolverhampton, by the way. So, I think if anything, Tottenham is only relevant in any sports talk these days because of the people they play, the club they rival. That being Arsenal, that being Chelsea, even like a Man U. Like, Tottenham is only relevant because of who they have to play. Tottenham, in my opinion, is a small club. When I found out they only won 2 trophies, 2 EPLs, I'm like, dude, these guys should not be in the conversation of they're in the big 6. This video should be, is Tottenham a small club? Because in my opinion, they are. I mean, they haven't won a trophy since 2008. And to only have 2 Prem titles, it's kind of embarrassing. I mean, teams like Sunderland have more than them. So, like I said, I think this game's going to get a lot of press just because of the 2 teams that are playing in it and the situation surrounding both of them being like bottom table in the Prem, but still managing to like make the Champions League, whoever wins it. My prediction is I'm hoping that Tottenham wins this game. I want Son to win his first trophy. We saw Kane win his first major trophy ever, not with Tottenham, but he won it this season. I hope the same goes for Son and he can win his first trophy for Tottenham, because he's been playing there for too long and getting no glory whatsoever besides individual glory. And I know that does not taste the same as getting a trophy with your team. So I'm going to go out of the whim and say that Tottenham is going to win this final 2-1. But I wouldn't be surprised if Man U once again shuts my mouth and win the European title and reach the Champions League next season. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. I don't really have much to say about this game just because both teams have been atrocious. I really haven't been watching either of these clubs besides like some games in the Europa League here and there. And like I said, like I can't really judge Man U fairly because in the Europa League they've been a completely different side, and a lot of times they've looked like the side you see in the Prem, but then like they find bursts of great football, and that does enough to make them win the game. So if they can do that, I think they can win this final, and they know Tottenham very well. But don't forget what the Tottenham coach said. He says he wins trophy in his second season. This is his second season, and he's in a final. So I think he wants to keep his word on that and deliver glory to the Tottenham fans who very much need some taste of glory. So my prediction, Tottenham wins this title. Man U continues their atrocious season. Go trophyless and do not see European football next season. That's all for this episode. I appreciate you guys all tuning in. Make sure you subscribe and like, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.